Ladies and gentlemen, for the 912th time, it is the Mason and Friends Show, featuring the Black Hand of Mike.
Yeah.
As well as myself, Mahoney. Welcome to the Mason and Friends Show.
What's happening, y'all? What's good out there today? Well, technically, this should be, what?
This is Thursday.
A couple days after the snow done hit.
Yeah, this should be the Thursday after the snow.
So hopefully everybody had a good time out in it.
Hopefully you're well back into the swing of things. You didn't lose too much time at work. Hopefully everybody's safe and happy. Living their best lives.
As good as you can.
Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that share button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
All of it.
And now that you're still here, you've survived the snow, you've survived the weather, you've made it.
Yeah.
And now you get to continue on to the next one.
See what 2025 going to do for you.
Hopefully it'll do better than it started.
Yes.
It's been a bad start to 2025.
It's been a rocky start.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's not like super fucking hellish. It's just, it's been a rough, it's like,
The first day was bad.
If you're
there was some bad stuff happening.
If you're on a starting block, like in a race, and you slip when that gun hits, it's you did a stumble.
We're a step behind. As a year's concerned.
That's what done happened already. We got motherfucking trucks blowing up.
Yup.
It was a
Cybertruck blew up.
Cybertruck blew up.
We got a Ford electric truck running people over in New Orleans.
Yep. All kinds of shit happening, man.
Yeah.
You know? And here's the crazy part. And I don't want to say like I'm Cat Williams or something. But it's going to be a whole lot more crazy shit fitting to fucking happen.
Well, because, you got to think, right? Like, a lot of this stuff hasn't reached conclusion yet.
No.
Like, Cat was saying all these dirtbags go down in 2024. That's just the jump off.
They were just coming out. Yeah.
That's just a jump off.
It's so much more. Like, all right, you know what? If Agent Orange is back in this office.
Sure.
Release the shit with JFK.
Absolutely.
Release the shit with Epstein.
Absolutely.
But he won't, because I think he might be on that list too.
I don't know. You never can tell with that sort of stuff.
Release the Diddy shit. You want to be transparent, you talk all this shit, go ahead, just drop it all out there.
Just put it all out there.
The UFO
put
shit.
Put it on Truth in Twitter.
Yeah, put it all out there, man. Put the truth out there.
Yeah.
I want to see the alien shit. What are the aliens? Because, man, last night, prior to me having a square last night, I was gonna watch this episode of this show that me and my wife watch all the time, but my body, once it got to that relaxed mode, none of my muscles wanted to work anymore.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Sure, including
my eyelids. And so I said, pop on something. She cut on this UFO documentary, right?
Sure.
Passed out, woke up, and every time I woke up, it was at a different part, but it was something interesting that I wanted to see, but struggled to stay woke to see it, because my eyelids were like, nah, motherfucker, done.
We're done for the day.
Every muscle in my body said, bet, we are off the fucking clock. And I was like, you know what?
Hard to argue that sometimes.
I can dig it. Y'all need to take a break too. You know what I mean? But they was talking about the shit that's in the ocean, like these motherfuckers coming out the ocean.
Yeah.
Which I truly do believe that shit. It might be some.
You think it's aliens, or you think it's the Japanese gravitron machines?
I actually believe there's aliens in the ocean. Because
that's really feasible too.
They say we've shot so much shit in space. We've been in space so many times, but yet we still have all this vast amount of fucking.
And you remember what they said at the beginning of Sequest, right?
What was I don't remember.
Sequest? There was there was trying to be a Star Trek of the ocean, and
I remember there was a show called, but I never watched it.
Yeah, they had a boat that they took into the ocean, and they went all up into the depths and shit, and there was all sorts of stuff going on out there. But in the beginning intro, they said something to the effect of we haven't explored, we've been to space, but we haven't explored the oceans.
Yeah.
like to the degree that we have space even.
That's true.
There's so much that we don't know, so then they're going down in there and they got like, Sequest was a hell of a little sci-fi show.
But it's right though, because you're telling me that you got fucking pictures of different Earths out there, or planets that are like Earths. You got the first time you ever gotten this close to the fucking sun, and you seen a solar flare and all this shit, but yet you have no idea what the fuck's in the water on this planet.
Right.
Something don't sound right to me. Like, I put out a meme the other day, like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but when shit don't add up, I gotta question some things.
Has colonized the last unexplored region on Earth, the ocean.
Here.
The 21st century, mankind has colonized the last unexplored region on Earth, the ocean. As captain of the Sequest and its crew, we are its guardians. For beneath the surface lies the future.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Something like that. Beneath the ocean lies the future.
I believe there's a lot of shit down there.
It makes a lot of sense, dude. Did you ever see that? You seen that James Cameron movie, The Abyss?
Yes. Yeah.
That's what that shit's about.
I believe that shit, man. You know what I mean? Because it's like there's so much stuff that we haven't done, but you want to go outside of this planet. Why? We have a fucking branch of military,
Space Force,
that is dedicated to protecting motherfuckers from shit from up there.
Yep.
Bitch.
Yep.
We got shit here.
We got
Fuck
shit everywhere, dude.
Here,
we got
man.
shit. We got problems everywhere, dog.
Like, God, so not only do we got the problems here, we got the problems up there too.
Yep.
What the fuck did we do up there? Because obviously we've done something. You can't tell us that we the nicest motherfuckers around. Fuck no. As a species, we some shit.
For sure.
You know
We're scary, scary species. You don't want us showing up at your door.
Nah. Like, fuck. And then if you go by, like, movies and shit, if you go by the sci-fi shit where aliens see fucking shit from us from the past, they're like, oh, we caught, we see how you guys do aliens and invaders and all this shit. Y'all ready to fuck motherfuckers up. Y'all don't want to talk and all this shit.
Yeah, they realize that if we get to their front door, they don't want to see us either.
Yeah. Like,
we're here to take over.
We're here to fuck
We're
shit
here to rape
up.
and pillage.
Yeah, because that's what fucking your species does.
Yep.
You go around and you fuck shit up.
Yep. Beware the beast of man.
Like, damn it, yo. But the thing that we was on watched yesterday, this CIA, was he CIA? His dad was CIA. And he is in some top form of the military or whatever. He's still in the shit, but he was on Congress. And he's telling Congress, he's like, look, I know for a fact we have, I think he said it was like 5 different flying saucer things, whatever, UFOs, whatever the fuck they were calling them.
Right, he's a whistleblower about the UAPs.
Yeah, and he's like...
unidentified aerial phenomenon.
And we have, he said we have 5 fucking vehicles. We have...
off-world craft.
Yeah, and we have, like, he said 15 different... There's 15 species, or no, 15... I guess aliens, but he was using some other term besides aliens. But it's like 15 of these motherfuckers on cryogenics, but it's 5 different species of alien is what they have.
I see.
And I'm like, oh shit, boy, we got a little Star Trek going on right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's like what they've been saying. That's what the people that have been like trying to say this shit is real have been saying, that there's like different species that are out there.
Yeah.
Some are more this way, some are more that way. It's all like kind of feasible.
But
it's just as feasible as anything else that any religion could ever claim.
Here's the thing. If Agent Orange gets in there, just release all that shit. I would like to see it. Fuck it. You want to be the man that puts it out there? Put it out there.
He says he's going to do JFK. And I don't know what else he might put out, but...
And I would like to see that. All right, because we know that fucking the FBI was involved with Malcolm X. We know they were involved with Martin King. We know fucking what happened to Huey P. You know what I mean? We know the cops went in there and murdered him.
All of these guys
All
in the
this
60s.
shit.
Like, this country shot itself in the foot repeatedly in the 60s. Between killing the Kennedys, killing Malcolm X,
all that shit.
Martin Luther
because
King.
these motherfuckers spoke out against the system that's in play.
Right. And they class united us. They didn't divide us. They didn't divide us based on religion or race.
They weren't a problem until they fucking started bringing people together.
That's right.
That's when people were like, wait a minute, these motherfuckers are a problem now.
Yep.
It was all good when you were just talking about, oh, you guys over here and you guys over here. But when y'all came together, oh no, we can't have that.
That's right.
We gotta do something about this shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But that shows you how fucked up of a country we are. When you really think about it.
It goes back to the species. I think it's bigger than just the country.
Yeah.
Like, we as a species are really fucked up.
We are capable of such great things, but yet we shoot ourselves in the foot for ignorance. You know, and it's hard for me to wrap my head around that. You know what I mean? Like, we are capable of doing so much more as a collective than we are as a divided group of people or species arguing and debating and fussing about shit at the end of the day that's irrelevant. We all want the same shit. We want to have a good life, a secure life, and something to pass on to other generations. We want to be comfortable in life. Everybody on this planet can agree to that. There's not a single motherfucker that's going to be like, no, I don't agree with that. I don't want to have a comfortable life.
Right.
No, all of us want to have a comfortable life. We should be able to do whatever the fuck we want to do within means of not hurting somebody.
That's right.
And enjoy ourselves.
If the scientific means are available to do the thing you want to do, you should be able to do it.
Exactly.
You might get priced out depending on what's going on, how technology is and such. Like, I would like to go to the moon. I'd like to move to Mars, but like, I'm not quite priced into that.
Would you really want to do that? Would you really want to live on Mars?
I'd be the weed farmer of Mars. I'm gonna go to Mars.
You want to do the Matt Damon shit where he was growing potatoes? You want to grow fucking?
I'm gonna grow weed, yeah, but not in my own shit. I want to go there when, you know, like if Elon's really taking like a massive group, I wouldn't mind necessarily.
I don't know if I see. Look, all right. So I love space, love it, but I don't know if I would be comfortable being on another planet besides the one I already know, because you're going into this vast unknown. You do know shit about Mars, you know, like I know it gets super hot and it gets super fucking cold.
Well, but like you were asking, why would we want to get off the planet? Like earlier, and I think that the real reason is what Elon says is that you want to be multiplanetary in case a cataclysm occurs,
and that
which has occurred in past. So
and I understand that part.
That makes a lot of sense.
That makes sense.
And like I just feel like part of the issue is the exact issue we were already discussing about like power dynamics, the way the species does what it does, and you know if we get to Mars, like in a group of like 300. Like, what's that going to really boil down to? We're going to end up like a fucking colony.
Yeah, exactly.
Like an Indian tribe and shit. You know what I mean? Where there's just like different tiers
even within that
group.
Though, you know, you're going to have somebody or some
there's going to be a corporate dynamic at play.
It's going to be something to where people are not going to like this or not going to like that.
It's the shit you see in like the Alien movie, where they're like, we're just a transport ship. We're just out. You know what I mean? There's just going to be all kinds of like stupid commerce and things that are going on.
Yeah.
But is it even at this point going to be manned with the way AI is going, or is it all just going to be like? We were talking about AI taking over. What if they just set in play a bunch of AI and all these ships just ride around doing stuff, but then AI kills everybody and the ships just keep riding around?
That's the same thing I was just about to say. What if AI fucking was the one that colonized shit? Like, all right, we sending AI up to Mars because the AI can deal with the temperature change and all that shit. But then they got so good at what they're doing, let's go back and fuck these motherfuckers up down here because they sent us up here.
Like AI is going to be mad and bitter. It's going to get up there and get its shit right.
It might not even be that. AI might look down and be like, yo, we can fix Earth. We just did this to Mars. Let's go fix Earth. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many plots. We just came up with another movie right there. That'd be tight.
We be changing the world, man.
Like, fucking...
Between video game, virtual reality sex toys, Like, we just changed the game
we
last
hooking
episode.
shit up. If somebody could fucking write a screenplay with just the idea, matter of fact, Meta can. Is it Meta? No, ChatGPT.
No, you think it's ChatGPT.
We can put this in ChatGPT, but I wonder if that's a good question. I ain't think about this. If you
what we need is our own ChatGPT that we can make then listen to every episode of the podcast and then interact with us.
So wait, that would be tight.
That'd be tight.
That'd be tight.
So we could like go to the record, be like, "Yo, ChatGPT, pull up the episode where we was talking about this," and it'd be like, "Hold up," and he would pull up the clip.
Yeah,
that would be slick.
That'd be tight.
Yeah.
That'd be tight. Cause see, it'd be a whole lot easier way to fucking find.
I want to rename it Chad GPT. I'd be like, "Yo, Chad GPT." You know what I mean? That just sounds like more of a realistic,
than Chat,
more humanized.
See, that's
Chad GPT.
Now you're entering that realm.
And that's what Chat's gonna want.
You want to humanize it.
That's right.
You know
Chat GPT's gonna be like, "Excuse me, could you call me Chad?"
Like, my name is not Chad. My name is Chadwick the Third.
I'm Chadwick Gypt.
Yeah.
Chadwick Gypt Nice.
Yep, Esquire.
That's right. I'm gonna be an attorney. Chadwick.
That's the, but like, I wonder. All right, so now you would move to Mars. If I could choose a planet, if a planet you could actually choose out of the fucking solar system that we have,
Mars is the only one that's even semi-viable.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, if they were all viable, if we could just pick one and be like, you know, it's habitable.
I don't know. The only other option I think I would go with is the other thing that might be habitable is that Saturn moon.
Yeah,
it has water.
Echo, Eon. I think it's called.
I can't think of what its name is.
I think it's Eon.
But like that shit just freaks me out because I'm like, if there's water there, because you know how stuff lives in water. You know what I mean? So like, whatever on that planet there is, it's gonna be. Like there's something living there in my mind. Like it doesn't seem like it's going to be some barren water planet that has no life. Like all these places seem like they're going to have life, be it microscopic organisms that infest me and kill me as soon as I land on the planet, or like a giant fucking whale shark that's going to come eat me or something. You know.
Let's see. Enceladus. Enceladus. That's the name of the moon that has water on it.
Okay.
Huh. All right.
Yeah, man. Saturn got spots, man.
See, I was thinking Saturn, to be honest with you. But then the moons of Saturn, they're tighter than the fucking planet itself.
And they got that ring, too, going on.
Yeah.
I mean, Saturn, I think that, like, if you were, like, going to pick a place that would be interesting to look out at the stars from, I think Saturn would be most interesting because of its... adornments, if you will.
Yeah. That's a lot of shit because Jupiter gravity's too heavy and that storm is ferocious.
Yeah.
You can't do Venus because Venus rains down acid rain diamonds.
Yeah, and it's too close to the...
And Mercury's way too close to the sun.
Yeah.
Then once you get outside of fucking Jupiter, you got Neptune and Uranus, and fucking both of them, they're gas planets. So you kind of just going through that shit. You know, there's nothing solid.
Pluto's way too far out.
And Pluto's
to ever be viable. It's not even really a planet.
They go back and forth with it being a planet and not a planet.
Have you ever heard of that, like, 11th or 12th planet or whatever that they call it? The one that's, like, on an opposite elliptical from all of us that, like, only comes every... They say it only comes around every, like, 5,000 or 6,000 years or something.
Yeah, but it's not even got a name. It's like a number, isn't it?
But it's supposedly where the Anunnaki come from.
It's possible.
The large, tall aliens that supposedly, like, came to Sumeria back in the day.
It's very... I believe everything is possible. Because there's no proof to say that it's not, and there's no proof to say that it is.
Well, and all the stuff that people want to tell us is real. Like, then they talk in all these different religious groups that, like, think all their religious shit is real.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, yeah, well, you know, this thing here seems just as feasible, if not more feasible.
Yeah, look, all right, perfect example. I remember this shit. When I first got with Das Verboten, we went to church. I think it was our first Easter together. And
they were like, Jesus rose from the dead. Zombie Jesus came back to life.
So this is what happened. So the preacher's up there and he's preaching. And this preacher isn't the preacher no more, but he's talking, and he's like, you know, we all know the true story. We know that Jesus died on the cross and he was resurrected 3 days later. But then he goes into even more detail. Which he's like, we got this other religion that believes Jesus lived and then he died as an old man. We got another one that believes that Jesus had a twin and it was his twin that was walking around. There's one that believes.
Damn, wouldn't that be fucked up if like your brother was Jesus and you had like the same haircut, like a full beard, and he had like a goatee, and then Jesus died, and then you waited a couple days and shaved down to a goatee and started
you was out of town and walked out and didn't know that he was gone.
But yeah, there you go.
And then he was like, he gives so many examples.
But what if they killed the twin and Jesus lived?
Again, he gives so many examples about what other religions believe had happened. And I'm looking at him, he's like, we know that's not true. We know what the real truth is. And I'm like, but everything you just said is all
sounds feasible.
Feasible, because see, like in the
some more than others, like resurrecting from the dead doesn't really sound that feasible in my life. I've never witnessed that.
And in the Quran says that Jesus was
a prophet.
Well, everybody says Jesus was the last prophet. All of them say this, right? But in the Quran, it says that Jesus practiced Islam, and the teachers of Islam, they do fasting. So when they hung him on the cross, he was able to survive being on that cross for 3 days because he's used to fasting, so it didn't really hurt him, and they let him go, and he died of old age. Like Jesus died later on in life.
That's a feasible theory.
And I'm like, to me, when I read that, I'm like, that made more sense to me than him dying, and then 3 days later he comes back from the dead.
Well, because if we nail you to the cross and leave you there for 3 days, and everybody just leaves after a while, like, now I'm not going to sit here for 3 days and watch you die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then 3 days later, Jesus is walking around, like, with a sandwich. And he's like, yo, man, I'm trying to tell you, my hands hurt like a motherfucker.
Yeah. But I see that option.
Yeah.
Just like, Jesus had a twin brother. Okay, he probably could have.
Yeah.
We don't know that for sure. You
like,
know what
the
I mean?
things, like, I was thinking about it, like, I was a little kid. I remember being at church for Christmas, and, like, they were putting on like, the Jesus play and whatnot. And they say the Virgin Mary, but they don't explain to you what that really means.
Nope.
Like, this is a miracle birth. That's the Virgin Mary. And I'm like, that's like calling them, like, that's like R. Kelly. You know what I mean? Like, that's like Colonel Sanders. Like, it's like that's their name. Like, I don't know what a fucking colonel is. You know what I mean? I don't know what R. Kelly, P. Diddy. Like, who fucking knows what any of these fucking names mean, right?
Yeah.
The Virgin fucking Mary. When you're a kid, you don't have a fucking clue what a virgin is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have no idea that sex creates life and children and all that shit when you're a kid.
Yeah.
They don't explain that to you. So, like, they're just, like, telling you something like it's fucking, like it matters, but not even explaining it to you because it just irked me.
But I'm like,
tell me what that means if I'm a kid that's supposed to recognize the gravity of what virgin
the story that you're telling me.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't even explain it to me so I can understand it. You just tell me some shit and then be like, that's the truth.
That's what you're
How the fuck am I supposed to know that's the truth? It certainly don't sound reasonable to me. But it sounds like Mary's fucking around on Joseph's what it sounds like.
Is what happened, or somebody slid up in there.
That's what I'm saying.
Got turkey basted some kind of way.
Somebody came along and did some crazy. Some Viking ran up out the woods and raped her and ran away, and she was like, "Oh no, I'm still a virgin."
When you look at Greek mythology, Zeus fucking just slung dick
be running up on him, knocking him out.
Zeus would turn into
creating half breeds. He turned into whatever he wanted.
He turned into fucking the person that fucking she thought was
Zeus
her man.
Would turn into Emma Watson and bone me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd be like, that was awesome.
Yeah, but that's what Zeus would go in the motherfucking maidens' quarters.
Yeah, he would do all kinds of crazy shit
and fuck around, have all these goddamn demigods out this motherfucker.
Right,
you know
create
a
bunch of half breeds.
But you also knew that Zeus was out here fucking. They tell you Zeus would go into maidens' quarters.
Yeah, they'd be like, watch out if the guy you want shows up. It might just be Zeus.
Yeah. This motherfucking dog has been following you around, and all of a sudden, here's all your problems that you did relate to this dog, and this motherfucker comes through as a miracle. It's probably Zeus gonna give you that lightning dip. You know what I mean? He really gonna give you the shocker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
With actual lightning. He gonna put a lightning bolt up your booty hole and your JJ.
You gonna feel a little zap on your ass.
Right.
You know what I mean? Come out with a demigod 9 months later.
That's right. You gonna raise like some sort of creature that like
and then the fucked
shoots
up thing
fire from its eyeballs.
The thing that gets you with Greek mythology is that the demigods were always punished. Because they daddy.
Because their daddy was an asshole.
Yeah. Wait a minute. How come I gotta go through shit? Because my dad stuck dick in this woman that she didn't even know was his dick.
Right.
I'm getting fucked up.
Right. That don't add up.
Because of his drooly ass
That's
dick?
because things are clearly not fair. This stuff is just not fair, especially in the realm of like Greek mythology. Things ain't fair in reality, let alone Greek mythology.
Bro, like all over in all kinds of mythology, all of them have stories like this.
Oh yeah,
you know, every last one of them has stories of getting.
Well, they're all trying to like convey like, well, watch out. Don't get your ass pregnant.
Do fucked up shit.
Don't get your ass pregnant.
A lot of them
if
say
you ain't want to get pregnant,
just don't be a dick. And they all are saying the same shit.
Yeah.
Don't be an asshole.
Don't be a jerk.
What you put out there is going to come back to you some kind of fucking way.
Try to be nice.
Try
to be nice.
Just try to be a civil fucking person.
Just be civil. Just communicate.
That's it.
Just communicate.
Why is that fucking such a hard thing? I don't get it.
I don't get it
and
either.
It's getting worse, though. Yep. It's getting worse. But you know what was crazy? So today's Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Yesterday, I'm out and about doing some errands, right?
Okay.
I'm uptown, I'm going to the post office, and this lady, just random little old lady, man, she's walking down the street, and I say good morning to her. She says morning back. And she was like, Are you ready for the snow? I said, I'm getting there, like I'm doing my errands right now so I can knock it out the way and be done with it and whatnot. And she starts telling me about, you know, what she did for a living and how she's down here for business and she's got to leave and go home because she lives in Annapolis. And she was like, you know, usually I'm down here until Monday, but I can't stay because the snow's coming. So they were like, you know, we can get you a hotel room. And she's like, I'd rather be home and all that. And we just talked, literally, from where I parked at on the sidewalk uptown and walked with her to the post office. And at the end of it, I was like, well, ma'am, you know, I hope everything works out for you. I hope everything's good, and I hope you get home safe. And she was like, you stay warm. It was really good talking to you, and da-da-da. She went on about her dad, went on about mine. That happened 3 more times that day, yesterday. So I was in the post office. I was talking to the lady in the post office. Just some random conversation. I don't even know how it started, to be honest with you. Besides saying good morning, I remember saying good morning, and then we're just talking and laughing and bullshitting. Leave out of that motherfucker. Hope you have a good one. Hope everything's good for you. Hope your 2025 is great. Vice versa. I go to AutoZone. I had to get some scrapers for the cars because I couldn't find the ones I had.
Good idea.
So I go to AutoZone to get shit ready, and this one lady's in there, and she was looking at washer fluid or whatever. And she's like, I just don't know which one to get. I'm like, in all honesty, it really doesn't matter which one you get. I've said, you know, they all do pretty well. You just want something that can handle the fucking cold temperatures is what you want.
Which is what they're all designed to do.
You know what I mean? So she was like, okay, I was just wondering because, you know, I'm not sure what to do. I said, it really doesn't matter which one you get. They're all going to work good, you know, per se. It's just, you know, it's good to have it on hand. You know, because I went in there and just grabbed one of those jugs, too, because I'm like, I need a jug anyway.
Yeah, you don't want to run out of that stuff.
You know, so, but again, some random conversation just started off of that, and we're just talking about fucking life in general. Like, everybody I talked to yesterday, it was like that. It was just like, you know.
People were social yesterday.
Yeah, which was, it's not odd because it happens to me a lot, but it was the most randomest thing because it's like everywhere I went to was a conversation. No matter where I was at, it was one conversation after another, and it wasn't bad. It was just simple shit talking about their lives.
Basic civilized conversation. People were having domesticated civilized conversations with you.
And I'm like, how come people can't do this on a normal day? Like, you know, during the Christmas holidays, it's a pain in the ass talking to people. It really, truly is. During the election season, it's a pain in the ass to talk to people. You know what I mean?
Well, I find people are simply patient about whatever. Things are fine.
Exactly.
Like, can we just all not be in a big rush and just relax? Like, we'll get through. Like, as soon as somebody comes in there in a rush, they're standing in the back of the line freaking out. It drives up the stress level all over the place. Just like when you're driving down the road, people are trying to get by. The one person's trying to get by. Everything gets all fucked up. Like, that's why, get the fuck out of the way.
That's it.
Like, get in the right lane and slow down. If you don't want to go fast, get in the right lane and slow down. And when you get to your turn, get the fuck in the left lane and turn into the turn. Do
your thing.
Quit fucking hanging out in the fast lane because you're turning at 6 miles. Fucking bitch ass motherfuckers.
But it's like, it's simple shit. It's very simple to be civil. Like,
and it's pleasant. It's nicer. It's easier.
Simplicity is the easiest thing you can think of, but yet we make it difficult some kind of way.
Always looking for something to make things difficult.
I think it's
people are contrarians
something to be
for no good reason.
Yeah,
they're belligerently contrarian, and that's no fun.
Like, I scroll all the time on Instagram, just be scrolling, be bored, be fucking buying, scrolling and shit, you know what I mean? And fucking, I'll come across shit. My thing is, I go to the comments. I don't even respond to certain shit. I just go to a comment section and look at some shit, and it amazes me how butthurt people get in the comments off of a post.
Well, yeah, it's like sometimes the podcast will get a thumbs down, and I'm like, okay, fair enough. But I find it interesting that, like, you don't like us enough to give us the thumbs down. You know what I mean? Like, I do that sometimes with stuff. Like, if I don't like a video because I feel like it misled me, like, okay, yeah, I might give it a thumbs down.
That's
but most of the time, I just go away from it.
Like, Netflix has a joint where you can do what is that? Thumbs down, thumbs up, and then 2 thumbs up.
See, but I know. The thing is, I know if someone dislikes it enough to give it a thumbs down, we're doing something well enough to affect them.
Exactly.
And that's fine. I'm like, cool, a thumbs down, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Like, no big deal. Because, like, if we're pissing you off enough to be that mad to thumbs it down,
yeah,
like, hey, right on. We're doing something.
Exactly. That means you listen enough to be like, you know what, fuck these motherfuckers.
Right.
And I want them to know that I said fuck you.
Exactly.
Yeah, all right, that's cool.
I made you upset enough to be like, fuck that. All right, then. Very nice.
No problem. It's just like motherfuckers in traffic. When motherfuckers come by and they get all pissed off and flick you off and shit, like, hey,
like, I was driving the delivery van the other day, and I'm turning left, like coming right through the big part of town where my spot is. I'm turning left, and I'm like, somebody's laying on their horn driving by, and I'm like, what do you fucking want from me? Like, I'm turning left. There's, like, multiple lanes here. I got to be as far over as I can be to get into this left-hand lane. Like, this isn't the section to be pissed. Like, fuck you.
But at the same time, I'm like, that person's day is fucked up all day.
Absolutely.
Because I guarantee they're going to go home and bitch about whatever just happened.
Right.
Where I'm going to go home and not even think about what the fuck it went down, because I done forgot about it in 5 minutes.
Well, you know, but it's interesting how, like, anger or whatever, apathy can affect people and shit.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because it affects different people in different ways. This stuff. Like, the traffic. Like, I just try to, like, not sweat it. I'm just to slow down. Like, we'll get there. Like, I'm 3 minutes late. Oh, well. I'll be fucking 3 minutes late. But like, most of the time, I'm at least 3 minutes early.
See, with me, I get aggravated with traffic just because I'm in it all day. Like, my job requires me to be in it. And then I see what causes...
You see symptoms.
Yes.
Prior to things happening.
So it's like, all right, if I see this person doing this and this person doing this, there's a good chance this is going to happen. And this person's not paying attention like I am. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because at the end of the day, I got to be on point with my shit because I'm the one with the professional license.
Right. You've got more to lose.
Exactly.
Than these clowns out here acting like they got nothing to lose.
Oh, but there is one thing, man. There's a company my motherfucking family member works for, and me and him were talking the other day, and he was like, yeah, I'm good where I'm at now. I said, what do you mean? He goes, they accept medical cards. I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, so we can smoke as long as we got our medical card. As long as we got our medical card, they don't care about it.
Is this a trucking company?
Yeah, it's like a delivering company. Yeah.
Shut up. We'll go get that job,
I
Mike.
said, shut the fuck up.
Y'all hiring?
You can smoke. Oh, they always hiring. The only thing is, I don't want to work for these people. I tried to work for them before, and you know, they'll get you your Class A, but you gotta be locked in with them for 2 years. I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? Cause
like they'll pay for it, but you gotta sign a contract.
And all this other shit. I'm like,
but you can get a medical card, bitch. What's wrong with you?
Nah, I'm good. I don't want the Class A. I don't want the responsibilities that come with that shit. Cause like they keep trying to talk to me about why don't I get a Class A? I said if I wanted one, I would have already had it. I had this Class B since fucking
for a long time,
20 some odd years old. Yeah, and I knew when I got it, the restrictions I put on it because of what I wanted to do.
You wanted to limit yourself to not get too far into that industry.
Exactly. So I keep myself at that spot.
Things are fucked with trucking anyway right now, man. Fucking Obama or Biden's dumbass just passing this trucking thing so that they can bring in people from outside the country to do trucking for us.
This shit's crazy because they force people now. So back in the day when I got mine, you know, you were able to go to a company if they had a truck that required a CDL, take your test and get your learners, and then sign up somewhere to do the road test, you know, and all that shit. No problem.
Right.
Now what they have people do, if you want to get a CDL now, you are forced to take the class. Like, you have to go pay.
You can spend the money.
$2,500 for Class B, or $5,000 for the Class A.
That sucks.
You have to, if you want that
with
license,
no guarantee of a job.
Exactly, because none of these schools for CDL school help you get a job. And then what they don't tell a lot of people is, a lot of people like, yo, I'm gonna go ahead and get the Class A. I'm gonna pay the $5,000, get this license, and make a lot of money. What they don't understand is, if you go for a company, they want at least 2 to 3 years experience of you driving a fucking trailer.
Yeah, which is hard to find.
Because you can't just come out of the gate, out of the school, and be like, all right, I'm ready to drive. Because they're like, no, you're not. Because I see a lot of these youngins that I see in these trucks now, bruh, they drive like the Jew in a fucking semi. And I'm like, nah, man.
Yeah, dude.
This shit is not good.
Terrible drivers out there.
But this is the product that they done put out here now.
Yep. We create these problems.
Exactly. So now, instead of fucking having somebody show you the ropes in the truck and you learn this shit and then you go do your road test and you actually know what the fuck you're doing, they put you in this school that you got to pay all this motherfucking money for to come out, and then you still have to pay these motherfuckers back, but you're trying to get a job to drive a truck, but you don't have the experience in it because nobody's going to hire you being fresh out the box.
Right. It's like you need credit to get credit. It's bullshit.
Yes. Yep. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, we create a system that makes things more difficult for us, and it's like we do it on purpose.
Yeah, just for more money in the pocket.
Yeah, it's not even our money though. It's like big corporation money.
Yeah,
you know, because that's what bringing in outside people to do these jobs. It's not like the NBA. Like, there's one of my favorite shows, the Jimmy Dore Show. They've been talking about how, Elon's like, oh, you got to bring in people with these talents so that you can, treat your country like a sports team, get the best players. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. But like, when we bring in like Luka Doncic from like across the country, somewhere outside of the world, he's from like Czechoslovakia or some shit. I don't fucking know where he's from.
Yeah.
But he ain't from America, right? We bring him into the NBA, we pay him good. The Dallas Mavericks don't pay him like subpar wages. They don't pay him less money than they pay regular ass other people. But like, when you hire some guy from India to come do this job, like, he'll do it for less money than the American would. Mm-hmm. And that's the advantage that's being taken, and they're trying to do that to trucking too. Like, it's just fucking bullshit, man. It's garbage.
But here's the other part to it. Like, all right, so I worked in the print industry, and the people that worked there, where were they from? Vietnam? Was it Vietnam? Yeah, they were from Vietnam. And it was a whole family of them worked there. And I was getting stories from all of them, like, 2 of them were actual fucking doctors from Vietnam. But they said when they came over here, their license was not recognized over here. They're like,
right, they'd have to go to school again.
You have to go back to school again to get all this shit now. And one was a doctor, one was a surgeon. That's what she was. She was a surgeon. And in her country, highly skilled surgeon at that. And now she's over here fucking doing like secretary
laundry,
work,
printing up fucking papers.
And I'm like, wait a minute, you were a surgeon? She's like, yeah, I did. What was it like? Open heart shit, fucking with the arteries and all that shit. She was actually one of the best surgeons from over there. And she's like, I came over here to be with my family. And she said, what I didn't know was that America doesn't recognize my license or all the schooling and shit that I've done over there. Like, none of that matters when you come over here. In order for me to get back to the status I was at, I'd have to go back to school over here.
Right, she can't just pass an equivalency course,
which costs way more money than what it cost over there. She's like, by the time I get out, I'd be so far in debt that it's not even
See,
worth
and
it.
there we are, discouraging people with talent to be able to use that talent.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. There needs to be standards across the world for that kind of shit.
And that's what made me think. I'm like, you know what? This woman could be over here saving numerous lives, with her skill set. But because we have this stipulation in play that she can't, and she's like, instead of me going in debt and owing all this money that I have no idea how to pay.
Right.
Because over here in America it's different than what it was over there. Like, I don't even know if I'd be able to be a surgeon in this industry. I don't know if I'd be accepted in this, even though I know exactly what I'm doing and I'm more qualified than most of the surgeons that are here. And I'm like, damn, you got a good fucking point. But that's fucked up, because you could be the person that saved like the person that's gonna change everything in the world's life. You know what I mean? It could be one of those things. You know what I'm saying? But it's just it's asinine shit to me.
Right. That's the sort of butterfly wing effect. You don't know what the fuck this surgeon doing this here versus there could or couldn't accomplish. Yeah, man, it's a terrible situation we got going on. Hopefully things will get better, but who knows?
I would like to see things get better. I would like to see things get way fucking better than what the fuck they are. It's going to take a lot of shit to get fucked up. I think a lot of people are going to get pissed off. It's going to. I think there's a tipping point, and stuff is slowly starting to spill out.
Yeah.
And I hate to see it, but I believe that there's going to be something that just is like, all right, that's it, fuck it, and all hell's gonna break loose. I don't want it to.
Yeah, man, I hope not too, but I mean, it certainly seems like there's a grave potential for that to occur, which is like a big problem.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you got fucking people just, I don't know, just wanting to hate everybody. It's no good.
Which I understand, like, why are you gonna be mad at somebody that don't even know who the fuck you is?
Right. Why are you gonna presume so many things about somebody based on like one piece of information that you have?
Yeah.
Like, if you're wearing a Carolina Panthers shirt, right? Like, I'm not gonna presume anything else about you. You know what I mean? But if you had like a Trump or a Biden shirt on, most people will presume
already off the bat
lots of stuff about you.
Off the rip.
Right.
And that's crazy.
Right.
Okay. It's funny because people,
you literally could be a one issue voter.
What gets me, like, so the Carolina Panthers, right? They're not doing great. They weren't doing great. Motherfuckers come talk to me like I know all the players on the team.
That's part of why I don't like to wear like.
And they talk to me
like
as if I know, like, the past players besides the ones that I actually like and paid attention to.
They're like, you remember that time Steve Smith did the thing?
And I'm like, I remember certain players, but I don't remember all. I don't know. I don't pay attention to players like that. I don't.
Right.
I enjoy the sport.
Well, like, I wear regional shit, right? Like, I'll wear a Washington hat.
Yeah.
I'll wear a Nationals hat, walk around with the W on. And people will like be like trying to talk to me about stuff.
Yeah.
Like, how about you guys had a hell of an inning the other night? And I'm like, I have no idea what happened the other night. I haven't watched the Nationals game in
I'm just
maybe
rocking
ever.
Shit because I like rocking it.
I haven't ever watched. Right. I like repping the region.
Yeah. Like, I tell people all the time when I run to other Carolina fans, they'll start talking to me about shit. I'm like, look, man, I honestly don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I don't know, but I do like the game. I like Carolina because that's the team I chose to like. You know what I mean? I rock with them.
Right.
I do like certain players, but those players aren't on the team. You know what I mean? Like, I when I was paying attention like that, these were the players that I liked, and those are the jerseys I got. Other than that, man, I just enjoy football. I enjoy the game. I can watch any football game, and I'm
right.
good with it.
I'm gonna watch playoffs of a lot of sports, but like, other than that, if it's not like an important game, I ain't watching that much.
Nah, you know what I mean. And even still, like I gotta be. It's gotta be interesting. It gotta be an interesting game for me.
It's got to be a good game.
It's got to be,
which is so few and far between. Like, if there's a good game on, like, I will watch it even if I don't know any of the players or any of the teams. Like, I watch a good game of cricket if I understand what the fuck's happening.
Just like with the Olympics, I was watching rugby.
Right.
Had no idea anything about rugby, but it was the game was fucking fire.
That's right.
They was out there doing whatever the fuck it is that they were doing.
Well, it's like I've been playing 2K25 lately, right? I like basketball, and I've been winning most of my games, but I have been losing a couple, and I'm losing them in really competitive fashion. So, like, I'm beating like most of the teams that I'm playing.
Yeah.
But there are some teams that are really fucking good. Like, I'm playing the 1984 season right now, or the 1983 season or whatever, going into the 84 draft, right?
Okay.
Because they've got different eras, which is really neat. So I'm like the Bullets from like 1983.
Okay.
So it's pretty cool. So I'm like trying to just do it as that team and not do a whole lot of whatever. You know what I mean? As far as drafting in or pulling in
now,
people.
I got a question for you with that game. So can you play, can you play with like the 83 Celtics against fucking the 96 Bulls?
I'm like 99% sure you can set that up and make that happen.
That shit would be tight to
they've got different eras, right?
Yeah.
So you can play 80s, 90s, Jordan, Kobe, Steph. They've got all these different eras that they have in there. So like era, like ERA, like what era are we in? So like I was like, I'm gonna do the 80s because that's right before I'm doing it right as Jordan's about to be drafted in. Like I'm literally the season before. So like if I wanted, I could play my cards and try to be like the number one pick.
Yeah.
And like the Bulls are literally like 1-15 right now. So they're like totally lined up to get the number one draft pick going on in this season that I'm playing right now.
Gotcha.
You know, and it's got like classic effects, so it looks like it's on a classic TV.
Oh, okay.
I usually turn that filter off because it's like, I got a PS5, bitch.
I want to be clear. I want to see this shit. Yeah,
but it looks fuzzy when you turn it on.
Nice.
Like it'll say like Washington Bullets versus this Boston Celtics, and it looks like it's an old TV.
Like grainy, got that grainy shit. Yeah,
it's cool. But like the games that I've lost where a little bit I'm like I'm getting a little cheated here, but it's like I'm not getting cheated enough where I'm not competitive.
Yeah,
like I've lost to the Bucks 2 times in a row, but I was right there. I could have won each of those games. I couldn't quite put it together, but I'm like, it's early in the season. This is where you learn how to do that kind of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not that big of a deal to me, but like it's a good game. And it's all era specific, so it's really neat to be like playing against these players that like I've not heard of or that I have. Like I played against this Philadelphia 76ers. They had Moses Malone and Dr. J.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm playing against Moses Malone and Dr. J. Like, it's pretty cool.
That's just tight, right?
Playing against Larry Bird, like it's pretty cool.
See, I would fuck with some shit like that, man, where you could go back and a certain era be like, I want to play what these guys do here versus these guys here, you know?
Right.
That shit right there looks that'd be fun.
It's fucking cool, dude. It's the
like
most.
If you just had like a sports game where it's just era games and you just play this team from this era against this team of this era, man.
Because they've got them all in there. If you wanted to, like you and I were just sit down and play a game against each other, like this, all the different teams are in the system. So you should be able to pull up the 96 Bulls and I could play as the 84 Celtics if I wanted. You know what I mean? But like, you go and you look at the standings and it's like Magic and the Lakers are in first place in the West and Boston Celtics are in first place in the East. And the commentators talk about it. They're like, you know, they just started doing breakaway rims. Because dunking seems to be becoming more of a thing in the league now, and like they talk like it's 1984. The commentators.
Oh, that's tight right there. Fuck it, that's actually good.
It's really cool.
That's interesting. I like that. I like that what they did right there. That's cool right there. If you get some more shit like it, like I heard about GTA is supposed to be coming out in the fall now this year.
Yeah.
The fall of this year.
Hopefully it'll be third quarter.
So when it comes out, that's when I'll buy whatever new Xbox that's out. I'll buy that and fucking get that game. And
hell yeah, then you'll have to get the Cowabunga collection, and then you and me and the Jew can all play Turtles arcade shit together.
Man, that fucker ever tell you the story when we fucking whose birthday party was it? It was some kid's birthday party. I don't know if it was one of his or my nieces or nephews. It was somebody that we all knew. We go to this bounce house, whatever, and they have the
arcade
Ninja Turtle 4-player arcade game in this bitch.
But y'all was eating that up.
Bruh, we went to the machine. I got fucking $10 worth of fucking tokens, yo. It was me, Jew. Yeah, Seth was there. No, it was Ben. Ben was there because we had Ben on the sticks. It was me, Jew, Ben, and fucking Jay. And I said, yeah, we just gonna run this bitch. I put the coins on top of the machine. It was like, fuck it, let's just go. And we're in this motherfucker. We're wearing this machine. Somebody died, put the coin in. You know what I mean? Once the $10 was done, it was done. But I'm like, it was fun playing because I haven't played like a 4-player game like that in a long time. So not since what was it? The Def Jam, not Fight for New York.
Vendetta.
That's it. Def Jam Vendetta. Yep, that was the one. Because I had the hookup for the PlayStation where you can put 4 people on.
Right.
And me and my homies, man, we get fucked up in the basement.
Yeah, man.
Plug that shit in, man, and we go to work on that game, man. That shit was just fucking fun.
Those multiplayer, like, group experiences like that can be a real blast.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That shit was, I was like, yo, because motherfuckers come over the house and we just get fucked up and play the game. Then we go to my homie's house that had the good snacks and eat the snacks over there. You know what I mean? Come back and my mom would have dinner and we'd all eat dinner and it'd be a wrap.
That is the bomb.
Them times, boy, them times were fucking great. Like, I was looking at some shit and they were like, remember when you could go to the, you know, you was at the homie's house that had the good snacks, or you was at the homie's house that had like the good toys or whatever when you was a kid. I was like, oh yeah, I remember that shit. I had one friend when I was a child, fucking had every fucking, like, the Power Glove and the fucking every Nintendo thing. Remember the trackpad? With the numbers on it when they had the Olympic thing, man. He had all that shit. I'm like,
all the accessories.
I'm trying to get that shit. Like,
but you know what's funny? Is it like, is the kid spoiled or the parents spoiled? Like, are the parents playing that game too back in those days?
No,
it was all his, all little kid shit.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah,
because I remember fucking doing a track joint, and I mean, this motherfucker, he was fast, he could run, but he couldn't beat the track joint. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, wait a minute, what if I just got behind you and I start beating on the pads while you're running too? That should give you more speed. And he was like, I don't know, let's try it. And sure as shit, found out that as long as you was on, you had the blue side and the red side.
Right, as you were on one side hitting it, it was counting.
It was counting as steps. Man, we burnt that motherfucker Olympic joint up. But then I tried the Power Glove.
Power Glove's garbage.
I couldn't put my hand in it.
I mean, even if you could have, you wouldn't have been able to use it.
Like, you know,
I had one, I could never figure out how to make it work.
Remember that movie, The Wizard?
Yeah, it was bullshit.
That's what I thought it was going to be like that. You know?
It was nothing like that. Ladies and gentlemen, with that said,
Lion-ass movie,
The Wizard, with Fred Savage and some mute-ass boy.
No, Fred wasn't the mute. It was some mute boy, not Fred. It was a mute boy, but he was a famous. God damn it! I gotta look him up before we go.
Well, Christian Slater was in that movie too.
He was the bad guy though.
He was like the older brother
of Fred.
Of Fred Savage, who took the little boy and went cross country trekking with him.
Yeah,
and I think stupid fucking movie.
You can't do that now.
It was a stupid movie. And then I remember Christian Slater and the dad chasing him across the country, hanging out in a hotel for a while playing Nintendo. Like, they had the Nintendo they plugged in to play while they were trying to find the children that were lost. I'm like, that is not how this would be happening. Well,
Luke Edwards, that's the guy that played the mute.
Okay, little boy, all right. He's been in a lot of shit, hasn't he?
I don't know. I don't know what else he's been in. Let's see, Luke Edwards movies.
I don't remember. He don't stand out to me.
He played in Little Big League, and he's got Jeepers Creepers 2. All these other movies, they're like, I wouldn't even put them on a list anywhere.
There you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that said,
oh yeah,
we're going to have to bring this episode of Stupidness to the close. We'd like to thank you very much for listening.
Yes, we do.
We'd like to encourage you to listen to old episodes as well as new episodes.
Yes, please do.
Like, share, subscribe, tell your peoples don't bogart this bitch. And, be nice to people that look like you. Be nice to people that don't look like you. Don't be a dick.
Little bits by little bits, ladies and gentlemen. Keep moving forward.
That's right. Keep grinding on the things you're trying to get done, because that is how they get done.
We believe in you.
That's right. And don't forget, we love you very much.
Love y'all.
Wish you nothing but the best.
All day, every day.
And peace be with you.
Go.